Okay, Joe Casey with Casey Aviation. I'm here with Chad doing an M600 recurrent and the M600, and thought we'd talk a little bit about some of the differences here. One of the differences that I see is the go-around mode. When you push the button, which is the same button that you'd have on Meridian, the autopilot remains on, and you just simply add power. Talk to us about that, Chad.
That's correct. Go-around mode's engaged in the event that you need to go around, whether it be visually off a visual approach or off an instrument approach. The yaw damper and autopilot do stay engaged as the go-around button is pushed. The only thing you have to do is re-engage after GA mode what modes you want the autopilot in.
Right.
In other words, nav, vertical speed, flat level change, etc., because it will go into GA mode.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, another thing that I've really gotten to where I like the knob, meaning that a lot of the knobs will be like, if you see a lot of where the landing gear handle goes up and down on other airplanes, the flap handle goes up and down. Well, no longer in the G600 it twists right and left, which I think it may keep somebody from pulling the gear up on a runway, which we hope doesn't happen, but it does. We know that. And then there's only 3 positions on it, which have definitely different numbers. If you look at the takeoff is 147 knots, lands 112, much lower than you see in the Meridian, and it definitely is a different thing whenever you come in to make a landing. And it's definitely something you want to consider. Pressurization controls, there really are none. They're just right up here, all built into the G3000, so you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's a really nice feature of the airplane, Joe. It's good you bring that up. You know, pressurization basically becomes hands-off at that point. So you don't have to remember or forget to set and reset accordingly.
Right. Yeah, probably the biggest thing I see is the VMO. You can see we're over here cruising right on through 180, no problem whatsoever. Lots of room. We don't even have, I don't even see the red line yet. It's not even showing up on the G3000. So I'm anxious to see what it does on the descent, but this thing has lots and lots of room on the airspeed indicator, and it's because out here on that wing, that is a very different wing. Very wide at the root, very thick at the root. Radar's out there on the wing itself. Got a little twist of the wing up there, a little winglet sort of a thing, but the winglet is nothing. The difference here is the size of that wing. I don't know if it's hard to tell, but if a Meridian was sitting right next to this airplane, it would be a big difference. Let's see, pressurization is different, VMO is different. There is a visual approach feature, and you can push procedure and approach, and then and then down at the bottom is the different visual approaches to particular runways. And I won't go into it at length, but I will tell you this is cool, and I'm really excited about this. It's my first time to see it. I think it's going to be added as functionality in a lot of other Garmin products, but I'm liking what I see here for sure. And then, Chad, show us a split screen. Show us how we can take this screen that you've got on here on the left side on your pilot display, and show us what we just let them see what they can look at.
All right, and we can go take the PFD mode to full or split, so we can split the screen off, and if we want to, let's say we wanted a chart up for approaches, etc. on our side, we can do that. If we wanted the radar up here, we can do that too. We can also split the MFD screen as well.
Okay.
And we can split the radar apart, where we have the radar on 2 different screens at 2 different tilts at the same time, along with a XM weather up at that exact same moment.
The amount of data you can present to yourself on the G3000 is just staggering. I think that's probably the right word. It's just a gob of stuff that it'll do. So
another great important difference about this airplane that I think makes it really special is right now we're sitting up here at 17.5. We're at no real special altitude, but we're only burning 345 pounds an hour. All right. Our true airspeed right now is sitting at 261. It's plus 13 on the ISA. All right. But the kicker is this thing holds 1,745 pounds of fuel.
Yeah.
So we can go a long way.
Long stinking way. Yeah, the big reason to buy an M600, in my opinion, over an M500 is range and payload carrying capability. Just the useful load is way up on the M600 compared to the M500.
Absolutely, Joe. It's head and shoulders difference, and it makes the airplane have really, really nice legs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, Joe Casey with Casey Aviation, signing off.